Hey everybody, Wicked Gaming here. I am here now to talk to you about my progress on DarkStar manufacturing. A lot of you have been asking where I'm at, and so I figured I would have a conversation with you about it. This isn't going to be super fancy or anything, and I'm going to get into some numbers. So if numbers freak you out or you hate math, feel free to click away. Just know that I'm working and it's coming. But I do have some important information I want to share about why this is taking me so long. It's just been a week and a half, 2 weeks that I've been working on it. But I also, there's reasons, and they're important. They should be important to you. So I'll get there in a few minutes. But before I do that, before I bore you to tears, this is the basement of the lodge. If you use astrodynamics, you're familiar with this little corner. It's where the terminal pops up and the kiosk and the slate and the book and all that. This is in the lodge basement, obviously. Um, as you can see, I've changed it up a bit. There was a bunch of crates and debris and stuff along the back wall. Well, that is no more. These are now the new DarkStar Manufacturing full clutter edition workbenches. For those that aren't aware, this is the ammo crafting workbench, weapon crafting, weapon enhancement, vial weapon manufacturing. Back here in the far corner, you have apparel crafting and apparel enhancement. That is armor crafting and armor enhancement. So you'll get used to the symbol, the debris that's on the top of them over time, hopefully, and then you'll be able to go from there and just know, oh, I need to run up to that one, and there won't be as much guesswork this time around. And I also made copies of the default workbenches and put them over here so that you had quick access and didn't have to run down the hall all the time. There's a whole collection of novels over here written by me. It's a 6-part series. This is the prologue of a novel I wrote in real life named Sissy. There's the instruction slate there and an infinite storage chest for your convenience. So this will be the new, I didn't have to build it, crafting hub for your playthroughs, sitting right here in the lodge, right next to the other hub for the DarkStar Astrodynamics. So once again, trying to make it so that you don't have to have an outpost. But beyond these things, let's talk a little bit about what is taking so long, because that only took a couple of hours in the creation kit. The tedium comes in when I show you this spreadsheet. So, whoo boy. Now, first of all, I will let you know this spreadsheet will be available on the Darkstar manufacturing page on wickedgaming.com once this goes live. So this will be part of the descriptions, and you'll be able to look into this if you ever choose to and see, oh, why is it doing this? Why is it this damage? When did this quality tier unlock, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So starting at a very high level, I'm not going to go through this entire form. That would be insane. But I wanted to show you something that's very important to me and hopefully very important to you. If you care about balance in your game and you care about even and fair gameplay, feeling rewarded for earning things and all of that, then this part of the video is absolutely for you. As you may be aware, the base game only comes with a few quality tiers that are available for weapons. Most weapons stop at advanced, which is rank 4, and some stop at 3, which is refined. So an Eon and an Equinox, for example, Sidestar, they stop at refined. There are no game files in existence in the base game at all that make them advanced. So the secondary problem is that, or challenge or whatever, for any mod author that is trying to make you able to dial the quality, go to a workbench and change the quality of a weapon from, say, refined to advanced, is the way that the base game applies quality to weapons. It's different than anything else that they do. So every weapon has quality files that say, when I'm applied to the weapon, boost the damage by this much, right? That's what these numbers in this row are. And it also has what's called a quality tiers any. So when they have a weapon file, the weapon file says, I should have quality tiers any. And the quality tiers any checks your level or the level of the person that's the NPC that's wielding it and says, okay, what does that person qualify to have? And then that will say, okay, this person should have, this NPC or whatever should have advanced. Well, it also says that they should have refined, and it also says they should have calibrated. So what you end up with is an AA99 that is both calibrated, or is all of calibrated and refined and advanced. And if you look at the files under the hood, that AA99 actually has all three of those forms attached to it to say that it is simultaneously calibrated, refined, and advanced. And then the game accumulates those data, those mods, if you will, the multiplier, addition, number factors, whatever. It takes those adjustments and it combines them together into a cumulative stat that it then applies against the base damage of the weapon to come up with the new weapon's damage or the weapon's new damage. All of that to say it's convoluted, very convoluted. And it actually makes changing the quality of the weapons in the base game impossible as they stand. So what you end up with is there are mod authors out there that just say, you know what, I'll just flatten this on my own and I'll create brand new arbitrary values to replace calibrated and refined and advanced to where the damage numbers kind of look the same as what they used to, maybe a little bit more powerful. I'll call that good. I'll make that system wide and everybody gets the same thing. That's what a lot of them do. That is not what I do. That is what a lot of them that I've looked into do. And if you look at their mod pages, they will describe it that way in not so many words. So what that ends up being is, while yes, you get dialable quality on the A99 through mod A, that mod also flattened the curve in that mod author's own way and did not maintain the same level of balance that Bethesda was trying to target. So I take a different approach. I reverse engineered how the multiplier add was being applied to the weapons and how it all worked, and came up with this spreadsheet to help me calculate it all to make sure I got the numbers the same way in my mod as Bethesda had in their base game when you're talking about the same quality tiers. So this here, this group of columns, F through L, is showing you with the gray titled columns what the base game had for the standard weapon, calibrated, refined, and advanced. And then superior is this number 5. Not a single weapon in the base game has superior. I'm adding that in. And 6 is unrivaled, 7 is relic. Those two are unique to my mod. So this would be what the modifiers are for the way the game handles quality tiers unmodified so that an AA99 can drop in the base game with 99 base damage before you apply mods. Let me repeat that. A relic AA99 is possible to drop in the base game with a base damage of 99 before any weapon mods are applied, before your perks are applied, or any skills, or any research, or any of that. This is before any other modifiers are applied. It would have a base damage of 99. So I will be and have added in my current version all of these quality tiers to every weapon that was missing them in the entire game because they only needed to be added to the quality tiers any file, which right now it's done through hard edits. And I'm going to investigate before I release this, switching that to a papyrus script. Not that you care what that is, but it means that I'm going to attempt to inject the quality tiers into the tiers any so that I'm not doing hard edits there either. Therefore, also attempting to override any or prevent any chance of collisions with other mod authors. Now, what is this column here? What is this whole section? Well, that's the DarkStar quality flattened, which means what I do on my end to make it so that you can control the quality tiers is I've condensed these values to what they would have been summed up. So instead of, in my case, instead of you getting a weapon that has, calibrated, refined, advanced, superior, and unrivaled all installed at the same time, no, you just get unrivaled. And unrivaled is an accumulated value of all of what it would have been on a base game. So that 3.533 is equivalent to all of these tiers combined. And that becomes the same exact damage value between the base game version and the DarkStar Enhanced version. Now, I will supplement this by saying that this DarkStar Enhanced version, or the Mark II version of the A99, actually has more damage than this. It's not the same base damage as the base game because it is enhanced. So it does slightly more damage. They will actually kick up a little higher. But I'm starting all of my calculations at their core with like for like. So same base damage to same base damage. Do my numbers match up on the top row to produce the same exact damage values on the bottom row on a per weapon basis? And they all use the same scaling algorithm between them that was already in place for that weapon in the base game. So, this is tedious. It's a lot of work. For the weapons, it's already been accomplished. It is ready for me to test once I get through some other related things that are not directly these things. But there's other work I have to do in order to fully test these. But just so you know, the the basic work has been accomplished. All the Mark II versions of the weapons are in my version of the game files. All of the Mark III versions of the weapons are in my game files. All of the new quality tiers for both the base game and the new ones. All of the constructible objects for being able to create these and apply the qualities and everything else. That's all done. What I'm on now is armor. Um, and if you're curious, by the way, about when weapon stuff will unlock, again, the spreadsheet will be slightly cleaned up and modified a bit, but this will be live on the my web page when this mod goes live. But that A99, the relic quality would unlock at 104. So whenever calibrated unlocks for every weapon in the game, refined is 10 levels higher, advanced is 10 levels higher. So Superior is new for this mod, and I made it 10 levels higher than Advanced, just keeping that trend. And then Unrivaled is a substantial jump in damage, so he is 15 levels higher than Superior, and Relic is 30 levels higher than Unrivaled. So when you earn a Relic AA99, that's something special. You really went through hell and you earned it. And then for those not familiar with what Vial or Mark III weapons are, they are only available for ballistic weapons, and that is because it turns those ballistic weapons into particle beam weapons. And that's right, you can have a Relic Eon, a Relic Vial Eon, or a Relic Eon Mark III that does 91 base damage physical and 91 base damage energy. Well, not 91 damage. That's the level unlock. That's at level 91. I'm sorry. Where's that Eon? Where's that Eon? Correcting myself. 114. 114 and 114. So it would be 114 physical, 114 energy for a Eon Mark III before mods and before legendaries. So, yeah, all of those weapons that you might dismiss now or ignore, you're like, oh, that weapon looked cool. I wish I could use it. I wish it was viable. They are now. As soon as you can take them to their highest quality in Darkstar manufacturing, all of those weapons become viable again. They may not be the best in slot, but that doesn't mean they're garbage anymore. And that also means that all of these physical damage weapons, these ballistic weapons that were completely overshadowed by everybody's favorite Varun weapons, which are, in fact, best in slot in the base game. They beat everything, statistically speaking. They're no longer king of the hill once you have vile weapons. So, they may edge out a few weapons, but they're not going to edge out all of them. Wait until you start shooting a vile hard target or a vile microgun. You'll see what I mean. All right, so armor is just taking a long time. Armor is done completely different than weapons. There's a lot more work involved to research everything. They apply a lot more modifications when you apply a quality tier. Armor, the quality tiers are done in this weird daisy chain of things that dance through the armor file and then over to the quality, a mod file. So These are not going to be able to be treated in the same way as the weapons, meaning I will not be able to make it so that you can walk through the game, kill somebody, and then loot a relics, assault backpack. You're not. That's not going to happen. No matter what your level is, not going to happen. You'll be able to loot that, turn it into an enhanced one, and then upgrade the quality to relic. Sure, but I'm not going to do a hard edit atop every piece of armor in the entire game. That would make my mod uncompatible with everything else out there that might touch these files. So, in order to avoid that incompatibility, I'm just not going to do it. So you can gain the benefits of all of these extra quality tiers and everything by taking that piece of gear that you've looted, bought, won on a quest, whatever, and then turning it into the enhanced version and then upgrading it from there. And that'll just be how it works. Similar, actually, almost exactly like the original. So a lot more time is being spent working on balancing and making sure that these are accurate and healthily implemented and won't negatively impact any gameplay and will just make you feel better and better about your gear the more you upgrade it and upgrade it and upgrade it and just give you the flexibility to wear what you want, wield the weapon that you want, and have fun with this game. So, with that said, I'll cut this video short so that I can edit it and get it up tomorrow. I love you guys. Thank you for your support. Hopefully, the next video you see from me is announcing the release of this mod. It might be another week. We'll see how things play out. But, yep, until then, take care.